I know that recording has been brought up, and I would like to say something about what I do with recording. I have a recorder. It's something I've been using for almost 3 years now. It's a practice I have that has helped me become clearer in my thinking and more. And so what it basically is just thinking my thoughts through my mouth. And it becomes, well, it's a very powerful tool. And why I would have it at school is because it's frequently something that I can do in a couple of minutes when I'm by myself. I do it usually when I'm by myself. And it's just letting some thoughts out. But in school, I've also learned to use it for taking the kind of quick notes that I would not be able to take by hand. And something I've been very aware of for a long time is that when recording, I don't want to put any sort of identifying information, so I always use initials of children, and I don't record anybody else. I don't, unless I ask them ahead of time. Now, there are 2 times where people, I believe the issue that was being raised had to do with these 2 times. One was, they were both in June. June 25th, 2 days before school ended. I had something to say, and I will share that with you as an appendix at the end of this film. I went into the room, the OT room, where I knew that the person that I needed to speak to was, and it was something that I felt, well, we share a lot of things, so I felt it was important. It was good, actually, that there were other people there, witnesses, really, because what I had to say was very strong, and again, you'll hear what it is. And I felt I want to be direct. It's my approach to talk to people. If I have an issue with somebody, instead of going over their head, I like to talk directly and say, look, let's work this out. And that's what I believe I was trying to do, in very straightforward terms. And I worked hard at coming up with something straightforward. And immediately when I walked in, I held up the recorder and said, I'm recording my voice. I'm not here to record anybody else's voice. I'm recording my voice. And that's what I did. The second time was 10 to 11 on the very last day of school, just almost exactly an hour before school ended. And I was approached in a very forceful way by this person, S. And she wanted to talk to me, right? And she said, I have to talk to you. You are so rude. She had that finger there too, and she was very, very forceful. And I had a child with me who was actually running down the hall. So I ran after the child, and then I really didn't know what she was talking about. I mean, I knew it had something to do with what I had talked to other people about on Monday, but she wasn't part of that. She had no direct knowledge of what this was all about. And she really had nothing, she doesn't know me that well. I mean, we see each other from a distance, but I never had any sort of negative interaction with her. Never. So I was like surprised, but I was ready because I happened to have my recorder, and she did seem very set on something. And I brought the child back to the classroom, and I was kind of getting him situated, set back into his seat, when she came walking in to the classroom. And she comes right up to me in front of everybody. Now, the children are all nonverbal, so I don't know how important it was in terms of their presence, but there's the teacher and several paraprofessionals. And she comes up and she does what, well, you're going to hear it. Okay? I think that's probably the very best thing, is just for you to hear it. And she did that. But before, what you might not hear is I say, wait a minute. If you're going to talk to me, I'm going to record it. That's what I did do. And now you can hear what it is. It's a little hard for to hear everything, so I've transcribed it. You'll see it scrolling on the screen. Well, okay. I'm recording for what I say, because my words I pick carefully and I don't like them to be twisted.
Do you follow your schedule and seasons consistently? Do you follow the master schedule?
This is something that you are, okay.
That was my question.
That's your question? Okay.
What?
Okay.
Are you following your schedule based on the master schedule?
Do I see kids? You're asking me if I see kids at exactly the time. That's what you're asking.
Because you're both going to be.
Yeah, I think that's right. That's what I said in the office. No, I think,
About
well, I think if you want to go to the office, go. That's up to you. You have every right to.
Are you serious, Mark? Get it through your head. We follow a schedule here. Nobody.
Well, what are you saying to me?
I'm gonna get John in here because this is really ridiculous. You're tape recording my conversation.
Well, I
with
told
you.
you,
If I asked you if you're following your schedule, do you understand that all therapists work together? That we're not allowed to have conflicts and overlap?
Okay, have I conflicted? Because sometimes that
asking
happens
you.
every once in a while.
It happens every once
Yes,
in a
it
while.
does, and I try to fix it.
Coming from me, not professional at all.
Okay.
You're unprofessional, you're rude, and you're absolutely don't know how to work with people at all. So technically speaking, really, I mean, take out tape record me.
No, I am.
Totally
No, and I'm
on the
going to
record,
turn
yes.
it off because I only talk to
You're
people if I tell them.
absolutely acting absolutely unprofessional and uncalled for. And this behavior is ridiculous. I've never ever had a coworker like you. Bizarre behavior. And you're fired.